then, Hope strolled past, tray balanced perfectly as she headed for the stairs up to the VIP section. Violet's eyes narrowed. Hope's skirt was way shorter than allowed. Did Principal Jameson not notice? Or did Hope's immunity extend to the dress code too? "What rank is she?" Violet asked. "She's not in the top 20, Alice replied. Violet raised an eyebrow. "Then who is she, and why is she up there?" "She's Autumn's, personal assistant." "Personal assistant?" "Yeah, like a lackey, servant, gopher, whatever." "Who's Autumn?" "Number 1. Violet's ears perked up. "You mean number 1 on the Luna board?" Alice nodded seriously. "Yep, Autumn Carson, number 1 elite student, and the only pure-blooded she-wolf in the whole school." That stopped Violet short. She didn't care about school politics, but this was different. A pure-blooded she-wolf? They were legendary, practically worshipped. Almost extinct, too. Alphas would practically kill for a chance to marry one. Marrying a pureblood meant the possibility of having a true werewolf baby, not one with diluted genes from a human-werewolf pairing. It wasn't hard to spot Autumn. Violet followed Hope's path until she set the tray down at a table where a girl with striking silver hair sat. The silver practically glowed under the dining hall lights, and Violet couldn't tear her eyes away. Autumn had this intense, magnetic presence. Before Violet could look away, Alice whispered, "And get this, I heard Autumn's supposed to marry one of the Cardinal Alphas after graduation." That was a bombshell. Autumn was marrying one of the Cardinal Alphas? Which one? Violet didn't even understand why she cared. It wasn't her business. But she had to know. As if she'd felt their stares, Autumn turned and locked eyes with Violet. Autumn Carson was stunning. Her vivid blue eyes were so captivating that they could make anyone stop in their tracks. Her heart-shaped face, pointed nose, and full lips were totally alluring. But beneath the charm, Violet sensed a coldness, like Summer's beauty was just a mask. It wasn't just her looks. It was her posture, the way she held herself, the way she looked down on everyone. To Summer, Violet was nothing. Summer's gaze felt like a challenge, as if she expected Violet to back down. Alice, noticing the tension, whispered urgently, "Look away, Violet. Don't engage her." But Violet never backed down. She wasn't scared of some queen bee who ruled by intimidation. So what if Summer was a pure-blooded she-wolf? Big deal. It wasn't like it was some special talent. Violet knew the real reason purebloods were so prized, their ability to have lots of pure-blooded babies. It was all about boosting the werewolf population. Hope must have caught Summer's attention because Summer was the first to look away. That small victory gave Violet a flicker of satisfaction. She decided right then that she didn't like Summer, and it wasn't because Summer was supposed to marry one of the Cardinal Alphas. Violet honestly didn't care. She kind of hoped it was Asher. Maybe then he'd leave her alone. No, Violet disliked Summer because she knew girls like her, the ones who acted all angelic while hiding their true selves. They were wolves in sheep's clothing. "Let's go," Alice urged, pulling Violet away before things escalated. Alice swore Violet was going to give her a heart attack one of these days. The line moved quickly. When it was their turn, Violet's eyes widened at the food spread on the long, polished table. The luxury was unreal. Each steaming dish promised a hot, fresh meal. If anything could convince her to stay at Lunaris, it would be the food. It was a total food paradise, way better than anything she had back home. Golden scrambled eggs, crispy smoked bacon, honey-glazed sausages, fluffy pancakes, and waffles with fresh berries, croissants, danishes, muffins, and a mountain of fresh fruit. It was overwhelming. Even if she took a little of everything, she wouldn't be able to finish it all. She settled for scrambled eggs with herbs, a couple of bacon strips, and some hash browns, plus a warm croissant. Alice caught up, her plate piled high. She gave Violet a look. "Is that all you're taking?" Violet nodded. Alice stared, then glanced around. "If you're worried about the guys judging you, don't be. The alphas like girls who can eat. Look around." Violet followed Alice's gaze, and her jaw dropped. The other students' plates were overflowing, especially the werewolves. Their portions were gigantic, like mountain ranges about to topple over. "Of course," Violet said. watching a werewolf practically inhale a plate piled high with food. It made sense that they needed the extra fuel to keep up with their supercharged metabolisms. Still, it was crazy to see. I didn't take this much food because of the alphas. Yeah, I get it, Alice said, rolling her eyes. But you still gotta eat more, girl. Before Violet could argue, Alice dumped a scoop of roasted potatoes onto her plate. Violet let it slide. Those crispy edges looked way too good to pass up. She grabbed her tray and made a beeline for a table, hoping to escape before Alice decided to add anything else. But she didn't get far. Alice grabbed her arm. "Where do you think you're going? Your spot's upstairs." She pointed toward the balcony where the elites were eating. "Yeah, about that." Violet glanced at the privileged students above. "I think I'll eat down here, unless I want to get a major case of indigestion." "No, Violet, I don't think," Alice started. But Violet was already heading for a table on the lower level. She pulled out a chair and sat down, ready to dig in. But the second she sat, the chatter around her died down. Violet looked up, totally unbothered. "Please," she said to the staring students. "Don't mind me, keep talking." But instead of going back to their conversations, the entire floor went silent. Every single eye was on Violet, like she'd just broken some major rule. "Great," Violet muttered. Indigestion was definitely on the menu now. What had she done in a past life to deserve this? Lost in the deliciousness of a warm croissant, Violet briefly closed her eyes, a soft moan escaping her lips. This was the life. But the moment was shattered by Alice's panicked cry. "Violet, look out!" Just in time, Violet dodged a spray of food and drink, her own breakfast crashing to the floor. "What the hell?" she snapped, looking up to see a girl glaring down at her, pure disgust twisting her features. "So this is what they replaced me with?" the girl spat, pointing at Violet. "She doesn't even know the freaking rules!" It clicked. This was the girl whose spot on the Lunaboard Violet had taken number 20. Great! And for once, Violet was completely innocent. The entire cafeteria froze, eyes glued to the scene. Phones came out, ready to record the drama. Everyone expected a fight. But Violet calmly brushed croissant crumbs off her clothes. The girl was ready to brawl, but Violet simply turned her back, the ultimate diss. It screamed, "You're not even worth my time." Violet knew the elite students upstairs were watching, waiting for her to snap. She wouldn't give them the satisfaction. If she played it cool, maybe they'd find her boring and leave her alone. Then she could go back to her anonymous life at the bottom of the food chain. Bliss.
Wait, that's not the end. You've just had a free taste. Now get the full story on the Pocket FM app, link in description. Check out our next video and playlist, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.